to work in a round or a ring, we need to do our pretzel slip stitch or slip stitch like this that we have done in earlier videos, whichever way you want to start with your slip stitch on your hook. Now I'm going to do 6 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to form a ring at the beginning of working in the round. So I'm going to bring up the tail end where the yarn tail is, kind of fold it, and then I'll pick up this loop right here to work a slip stitch. So I'm going to put it down through the center of that first chain stitch we did and pick up that loop. Get that out of the way, the tail. Yarn over and pull it through both loops for a slip stitch. And there you have a ring to work in. Now I'm going to work inside of this ring a few single crochet stitches. And so instead of picking up loops of the chain like we've done before, you put your hook inside that hole, which is really makes it simpler because you don't have to worry about getting it in the loop, that top loop of the chain, and splitting your yarn. So in a way it's a little easier, but in another way it's not as easy because you are putting your hook in here and pulling this yarn back through that hole. Okay, now that you've seen it done, I'll go through it step by step. So get your hook, put it through the center of the circle or ring, and then yarn over, pull it back through that hole like that. Then I grab that whole ring that I created, yarn over, and pull it through both loops on your hook to form a single crochet. And then put your hook back in the hole, yarn over, pull the yarn through the hole, grab the ring, yarn over, pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. So in the ring or the hole or that space, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and finish your single crochet stitch. I'll do another. In the ring first, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and pull it through there. Okay, now, I don't know, I haven't even been counting, but when you have completed, let's say it said 8, because that looks like 8 or 9, and 9 is not something you would see. Then you do a slip stitch and you pick up both loops of the V that's on the top of your single crochet, the first one that you did, and do a slip stitch to close it off like that. And there is your first round, is what that will be called. Ta-da! Now the next type of crocheting using a round or a circle is called the magic ring, the magic circle, and the difference between doing it this way and starting with chain stitches as opposed to the magic ring or circle is when you do the chain stitches like we just did, it does leave a little space here that you can see the light through there. And a magic circle closes that gap up. So depending on the look you want, will determine which way you begin and of course what the pattern says. So I'm just going to take this apart and we will do the magic circle. You do this the same way you would do a slip knot, and there are all different kinds of ways to do this magic ring or magic circle. And so if you watch different videos, probably everyone will be a little bit different than the one you watched before. And you'll just have to practice it and see what way you like the best. So start the same way as you would a slip knot, like that. I'm going to insert my hook under like we had before, grab your yarn, pull it through, and again I'm going to point down and twist it around. This is going to help stabilize this circle a little bit. And I want to do a little disclaimer right here. This takes some practice, so be patient with yourself. Okay, so let's do that part again. We'll practice that. Here's the tail, wind it around 2 or 3 fingers. Then I'm holding it with my pinky back here so that I can not have it floppy when I go under this one, and then grab the one that's lower on my index finger with my hook. With the hook pointing down, I'm going to pull it out from under there and then twist it up and slide it down my hook. And then what you have to do before you pull out your fingers, I'm going to hold this because it's not very stable right here. We don't have a chain stitch or anything really holding it together, so I'm going to hold that mess with my right hand while I pull out my fingers. Then I will string my feeder yarn or yarn from my yarn skein through my fingers, and then I got to trade positions and hold this now with this hand. I almost wanted to use my pointer finger and I can't do that. So now I'm holding this with my middle finger and my thumb. Now yarn over and work a chain stitch, and you do have to hold it all or it will just all come apart like that. Now it's a little more stable now that we've done that chain stitch and won't fall apart quite as easily, but yes, it will probably still fall apart if you're not careful. Now I'm going to turn this so that my tail yarn is up here on top, because when I first let go of it, it was down here on the bottom of the circle, and I just want it to be on the top, and it kind of naturally gravitates that way, because now we will be working it just like we did in the last circle or round or ring. We'll work some single crochets, but you want to work the single crochets around 2 strands of yarn, and it has to be including your yarn tail. And it's kind of hard, however you can do this. I put a couple of fingers in there to just make this a little tighter so it's not a loopy twisting around. And you got to hold it though right there so you can get your hook through. So like I said, this is an exercise in patience and practice. So I'm just working single crochets in that ring and around the circle one and the tail piece of yarn. So put your hook in that circle, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. So I guess my ring finger in there, that kind of helps, and you're still trying to hold everything. It's just a little bit more complex. That's why it will take a lot of practice. I would do a whole bunch of these rings, take them apart, do it again, take it apart, do it again, so that you can see how just keeping it from twisting around and being flopsy-mopsy is a challenge. Okay, so I'm holding this on my hook. Go in the hole, yarn over, pull it through that ring or hole, yarn over, pull it through your hook. Go in the hole, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and keep on working a bunch of single crochet stitches. Now if you find out that, say, this yarn tail here is getting really short, like right here, what you can do is you can stop doing the single or double or triple crochets, whatever it is you're doing, and you can pull it, hold your work right here close to your hook and your feeder yarn, hold it right there and pull it and make your yarn tail a little bit longer. because you don't want to lose that inside of here somewhere, because you need it to pull it to close the hole. So you can now go in again, and I'm yarning around both of these, the circle and the tail part. And it doesn't matter if you don't want that twisted around. It can be twisted around or not twisted. That doesn't matter. Stick my ring finger back in there. Put the hook in this way, yarn over, grab it, pull it back out. Yarn over, finish your single crochet stitch. Go in the hole, yarn over, pull it back out of the hole, yarn over, and finish your single crochet. Looks like I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do an even number. That's what you're going to see in most patterns. Okay, now this is the fun part. Now you'll hold the work right here by your hook, and with your other, I don't need to have that strung through my fingers anymore. Take the yarn tail and you just gently pull it until it comes together. And see, there's a little space right there, but you keep pulling. Sorry, my thumb's covering it up because I've got to brace it there, but you can shut that little space until there is nothing there. So if you don't want a gap in your project, this is what you're going to want to do. Now that it's shut, I can work a slip stitch in the top of my first single crochet, like so. Now I'm going to cut it and pull it through, tighten it up a little bit. And is that just as cute as a button or what? I'm going to take the back of this, looks like that, and I'm going to tie a knot and just show you something you can do with this. You can make a bunch of them, and just with the yarn tails that we have, you can just pull it through the back around one of the crochet posts. Where's the other yarn? Tail. And then tie it in a knot and weave it. These are just not tied in a knot yet because I don't want these on this hat. This is for just looks for the moment. But you could be really cute just doing the one single round on a hat or some slippers or a scarf. Really cute. Just one more thing I wanted to show you for fun is this is a little bag that I made, cinch bag, but with these buttons that we just learned how to make with just one round of the crocheting in a round, you can make, now these are a little bit different, but a simplified version of this crochet button would be these that we just learned how to do, and you can use them for all kinds. I just wanted you to see the embellishments that you can do on all kinds of projects.